Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, the 16th of July, and we are going to film my first fountain pen and ink video. Okay, so what I'm basically going to do today is I am going to go through what I have. I have not got an extensive collection. I have been using them for quite a while, but I didn't really kind of fall down the whole fountain pen rabbit hole thing until quite recently. Excuse me. So, yes. So, what I'm going to show you is my pens, my inks, and my new pen journal, which I've put together because I'm really enjoying this new part of the stationery hobby. So yes, and I am a bit, let me think, what's the word? I am a collector. So when I really like something, I will go kind of whole hog into that particular thing. I will learn as much about it as I can, and I will collect the parts of a collection that I like. And you will see that when we come to the TWSBI bit. Like I said, I am a very much a... I've been doing it a long time, but I am a very much foundation, this is an introduction from somebody who doesn't know too much, but I have watched a lot of videos. I will also go through with you the channels I've been watching just to learn more about pens and inks and things like that. Now, I don't have a massive space. Now, for a lot of people, you would probably, if you've ever seen my desk setup, it's quite substantial in terms of it can hold a lot, but it's just one desk with a shelving unit on the back of it, and it's situated in the living room because both my boys are autistic, and I like to be there with them, when they're playing and stuff like that. So it's and plus we have a 2-bed house. So when you've got a 2-bed house, you don't have that extra bedroom to be able to spread out into. Right. Let's start with the fountain pens that I have, and we will go from there. What I think I will probably start with is kind of one of my first fountain pens that I had, and that was actually these two pens here. This one is a rollerball and one is a fountain pen, and they're Lamy. This one's got an italic header on it. Oh no, this is a Jinhao. Oh, sorry. Right, hang on, put that back in. I could have sworn I had a... Anyway, this is a rollerball, so I won't even talk about that. Do you know what? It's in my special box. I should just kind of say. This is in my special box because I was bought this when I left Nantwich Sainsbury's store. I was there for 2 years and I had such a wonderful time in that shop. And I met the most wonderful people, and they knew I loved stationery, and they bought me this pen, and they bought me lots of other stationery, which I still have. Okay, so let's begin with this. So we began first of all with Jinhaos. Because they were inexpensive, and I really wanted to give fountain pens a go. I had tried, ones that you can just buy in like the supermarket and stuff like that, and they really kind of, no, they just weren't for me. I did not like the scratchiness of them. I'm trying to think of the make of pen that it was. I don't think I've got it here. I think it was a Waterman, and it was just it wasn't super cheap. Well, I suppose it was. It was 20 quid, and I've still got it because it was a present, but it just wasn't for me. So I thought, right, okay, well, we'll go down the inexpensive route, but the ones that look pretty decent. And I'd read quite a bit and seen quite a bit on Jinhaos. And to be fair, when I started writing with these, I had no issues whatsoever. I did not go down the ink route in terms of bottled ink. I was very much I do not like the mess. And I wanted to kind of stay with the whole just cartridge thing because, with having the two little ones, and Zachary was really small when I first started getting these pens. So I do have a number of Jinhao pens, and I even tried the bigger, I can't remember which one this is actually. Oh, it's the Jinhao 159. Now this is a big pen, and it's got a big nib on it. Obviously, I'm not going to try and pretend I know what kind of nib and stuff's on these. They were bought a long, long time ago. I have used these pens. Again, I just used cartridge with them. They did come with converters. And I think for these two, I mean, there is a lot of weight in these guys. These feel like a very, very decent pen. And I have to say, they do write beautifully. So these are the Jinhao 159s. I got one in the gold metal and the silver, like chrome effect. They're very, very weighty, and they write really lovely. So once I'd started down a route where I could then comfortably write with a fountain pen without the scratchiness. I did not get any scratchiness from these Jinhao pens. They were absolutely lovely to write with, and very, very inexpensive. And I think these ones cost me around the £10 mark. These cost me, I think, around the £7 mark. That's £7 British. But I was really impressed with them, and they really kind of started me on a journey, a very slow journey. And yeah, so that kind of started the whole thing. And then I discovered this. So this is the retractable Jinhao. It is in there, but I haven't got a converter or anything in there at the minute. So yeah, I found this one, and I love the colorway on it, and I just thought, oh my word, that is absolutely stunning. This cost me about £15 to £20, I think, at the time. I got this when it was first released, and I got it from, I think I got these from Temu. Temu does sell a lot of Jinhaos, and I did kind of, again, I kind of became a little bit obsessed with it. So I did have the matte black version, So I got the Jinhao. I'm trying to think if it's the Jinhao 10 or the Jinhao 20, which is the biggest. I definitely went for the biggest first because that was the first release. And then I went down the I think I only bought one of the slimmer ones, which was this one. And I didn't really enjoy using it. I'm not a thin, I like a chunky pen. So I didn't really use that very much. Now there are videos out there. There's a lot of obviously the Jinhao vanishing point pens are part of are a kind of dupe for the Pilot vanishing point. I do have a vanishing point, but I've got one, and that's a recent acquisition. So yeah, that was purchased this year. But when a lot of people have issues with the Jinhaos, it's because the little door that closes around the nib sometimes doesn't close fully, so it doesn't stop the evaporation of the water in the ink, so you will get hard starts. It will dry up in the nib if you don't use it if you don't use it every day. That's what I was finding with these. So, I mean, I do love this. I mean, it feels absolutely beautiful. And I love the matte black finish with the chevrons all around it. I'm not getting rid of these because I think these are a great pen. These are great to throw in your handbag and stuff and not be too worried about the price point. Now, I have seen videos. I think Anna Jolene did a recent video, and I think she'd watched it on somebody else's, where if you put silicone grease around the little trapdoor that's on the end, they do close a bit better. And I think she's done a whole video on like using it 2 weeks later, and it's still being pretty okay, the ink in there. So that was that. And then I thought, oh, do you know what, I'm going to try a little bit more of an expensive pen. And I looked on Amazon first, and I wanted to try, I loved the coffee colour because this matched the coffee kind of vibe that I got from the Jinhao. And this is a Sheaffer, and it's got a bronze nib. And I really enjoyed writing with this pen. Yes, it's a thin pen, but I love the aesthetic of it. I love the bronze effect on it. It's got a little tiny cup of tea. I think this cost me, at the time, I think it cost me about £30. And Sheaffer are a very, very good fountain pen maker. So then I thought I would go, because everyone used to go on about Lamys. Lamy, I don't know how you want to call it. So I got this one. Now this was actually a Lamy Safari, and I got this off eBay. It was brand new. It was from Japan for some reason. I think it's because it's owned by Mitsubishi. It is owned by the Mitsubishi now. It's got the black nib, and I thought, right, I'll give this a go. I like this, but the weight of it wasn't, posted, it's not too bad actually, because the weight of the nib keeps it down. But I wasn't massively overly excited about writing with this pen. So this was kind of the only Lamy that I've bought so far. I am looking into, because everyone goes on about how wonderful they are, and I'm thinking, why aren't I seeing that? So watch this space, because I've been doing a bit of investigation around this. I can't remember the collection name of this. It was some sort of special limited edition. It came in a special box and stuff like that. Okay, so I won't go into anything else in that drawer. Then I got... what did I get then? Oh, I got these two pens first. Now, this is the Gin House Century. Century 100, I think. And, oh, this pen is beautiful to write with, guys. I did pay about £20 for this. But I have to say, this really impressed me, this pen. And the colour and the feel, the weight of it, everything. And for £20, I was literally like, wow. That really impressed me, that pen, and it was a beautiful pen. These are still available, and they're still very inexpensive. I got that off Temu. Then I tried this one. Now, this one, I'm trying to think. I don't think it actually said what the name of the company was. I've got a feeling it's Fully Wen. Because I've seen this pen on other websites now. Now, I did get this off Temu. I'm just trying to see. So it just says Iridium Point on the thing. There's no metal band around here with the name of the pen on or anything. But from what investigations I've done, I'm pretty sure it looks to me like a Fully Wen. Now, I used this pen a lot. It was really lovely. The only thing that I found, I love the colorway on this pen and the design on it. The only thing I found on this pen was when I screwed the cap in, the threads weren't very good. And it was really... I don't know. I love the aesthetic of it, and I love the feel of it, and it writes on the page beautifully. And it was just another pen that I tried. Would I write with it again? Yes, I would. It's just the screwing the thread thing being out of misline a little bit is quite annoying. So there you go. That was that. Then I went with the infamous TWSBI. Now, this is the... I think it's some sort of limited edition one. Again, I can't remember where it... I think I got it from the Journal Shop. I think I did. It is the bronze... it's got the bronze nib, so it was a special edition one, and I was so excited to use it. But I remember when I got it, the feed wasn't quite in line, and neither was the nib. Now, obviously, I understand now that these are you can take these out and you can move them about and all that kind of stuff. When I wrote with this, it gave me that scratchiness, and it completely just it really put me off. And then I thought, oh, hang on a minute, like, I've spent £50 on this pen, so this was kind of the next step in terms of price point. And I wasn't in love with it, but I kept seeing videos and everyone was going on about how wonderful it was, and I was like, oh, something must be wrong here. Obviously, the more I've watched, the more I understand that it might be a nib issue. So I've done some fiddling with it, so I just need to put some ink in it again. So that was the next pen I bought. Then I got a Kaweco German German pen. This has still got ink in it, which I didn't realise. Okay, obviously dried up because I didn't even realise it had ink. I could have sworn I'd cleaned this pen out, to be honest. I think I need to clean it out again. This actually was a decent pen. This wasn't super expensive. I thought I'd clean this out. Why has it got ink on the... Okay, I need to have a look at that. I got this Kaweco, I think it's a Sport. Yeah, it is. Kaweco Sport. It was quite inexpensive. I got it in the classic green, and it worked out really well, and I was really happy with it, and the size is really, really good, and I believe these come in lots and lots of different, but I wasn't like, oh my god, I've got to get every colour. Do you get, when I really, really like something, I go down the whole kind of, so for instance, I love Mitsubishi multi-pens. I think the 4+1 with the pencil, because I use a pencil. I got the Snoopy editions. These write so beautifully. And having the function of having the 4 different colours plus the pencil on there and the eraser just is such a win-win. They are one of my favourite pens. If you've never used a Mitsubishi multi-pen, they're fantastic. This was a lovely pen. I enjoyed it, but I wasn't in love with it. It wasn't something that I would think, oh, it's worth getting my hands dirty, it's worth putting some ink in it. No. Then I was approached by a company called Ellington Pens, and they do quite inexpensive. I mean, you're talking maybe 50 for one of the pens. Now it says on the thing that they are British made. So I do have a few of these. They've got really good weight to them. This is the wooden version, and I really like that, the maple wood. And these wrote beautifully. I don't see a lot about these on any videos, but I think they write really nice. They're very, very smooth, the nib. And they were quite inexpensive as well. And then, so I kind of, as you can see, because I liked writing with one of them, I then went down the whole rabbit hole of, oh, I like to write with that one, so I'm going to get a few of them. So that was where, and a big thank you to Ellington Pens, because if it wasn't for them, because they reached out to me and they gave me this pen for free, to see what I thought, and I really was impressed. I can't find a lot about the history and stuff like that on the company. I do like to do the whole investigative thing about each kind of pen I go into. Anyway, so that was kind of a big thank you to them, because they got me back into, oh, hang on a minute, I think I can try fountain pens again, because they were really nice to write with. And yeah, it was like, okay, I'm going to try again. I'm going to get into this. I'm going to try again. So what I did first was I bought obviously I know Pilot is such a good company. I'd seen a video and the Kakuno had been highly recommended. What a fun pen. So they've got smiley faces on the nibs. They come in all different sizes. And I love the colourway on this one. And when I wrote with this, I was like, oh, hang on a minute. Now that is a lovely, lovely pen to write with. So I got another. This is a Kaweco clip, by the way. They fit perfectly on the lids of the Pilot. So well worth a go if you can get hold of one. And I found I was reaching for the Pilot constantly. It was comfortable. The nib was a perfect writer. These were no more than £15 each. I got all of these from AliExpress. And I absolutely love these pens. They don't dry out. Well, they do dry out, but if you leave them really too long. So as you can see, I got 4 of them. So, and then I thought, oh, if I like the Pilot, I might like the next step up from the Pilot. Because then I started watching videos. So I got the Pilot 78G. And I have to say, this was I mean, it's a very lightweight. I haven't used this pen in 2 weeks. Look at that. No problem at all with flow. Because what I learned was the cap is one of the most important, well, it is the most important part of the pen. Let's face it. If the cap doesn't fit perfectly and it doesn't form a seal around the top of the pen, then the ink is going to evaporate and it's going to dry out in your pen. This pen cost me, it did cost me about £30. I think it was 30, and I really loved it. It was beautiful, and this kind of was like, oh, hang on, now that's a pen. Okay, then that got me into the next step up on the Pilot. So I then went down the route of, hang on, I must be a Pilot girl. So I tried the Prera, and I tried this Prera first. Again, I have no issues with, I don't have hard starts. I'm not using it every single day. I love this demonstrator edition. I paid £50 for this pen, and I was overjoyed with it. I was like, yes, I've finally found fountain pens that really work for me. So I got another one. So I got the Prera, and I have seen a couple of videos about this, and a lot of people kind of were like, no, it's not a fantastic pen. I was like, no, I'm glad I tried it, because this just won me over completely, and it really took me down kind of the whole kind of investigative route around fountain pens. So I thought, okay, so if Pilot do fantastic lower price pens, then Sailor must do fantastic lower price pens, because everyone goes on about Sailor Japan pens. Now I found this on the Journal Shop, and this is the Sailor Prophet Junior. It was in a special limited edition pack, like an anniversary edition. It came with a bottle of ink. Now it's a beautiful pen. It's lovely to hold. It's lovely. It's great to fill up with. Came with a converter and everything. I'm not sure I like the writing experience with it. Now, Sailor nibs are very well known to write with feedback. Now, when they say feedback, it is it's like the feel of the nib on the page, and a lot of people think it's scratchiness. It's actually not scratchiness. Sailor pens are made to give you that feedback feel when the nib touches the page and the ink goes onto the paper. I am trying my best with it, and I am going to continue to try my best with it. Not sure it's my cup of tea, but I like the ink colour and I'm doing my kind of most. So I thought I would try another, and I just fell in love with this colour. This is the Sailor L'Ecole, something like that. I like, when it says heritage, it means it's got a flat top on it, by the way. So it's a flat top pen. I love the colourway on this. I love the nib colour, and I have to say the writing experience is a little different with this one. You do still get the feedback, so I am getting the feedback when I'm putting the nib to the page, but I am very much enjoying this pen, and I'm enjoying the now let me tell you, it is a Sailor Shikiori Utsubami, and it's in the Sailor L'Ecole. It's actually an ink cartridge. I've got Sailor ink cartridges and I wanted to use them, so I got a load of the Sailor Shikiori. I got them ages ago, and I used to use them in the in a different pen, but they didn't fit properly in different pens. So Sailor cartridges and stuff, and the converters, they only work in Sailor pens. So you have to watch with that. If you get a Sailor pen, you usually have to buy the converter and stuff to go with it. This did not come with a converter or anything. This is literally, it just came with the barrel and the lid. So you would have to buy a converter for this. Yeah, I like it. I paid £40 for this pen, and I really like it, and I love the colourway. I think it's called Desert Sand or something like, or Sandy Beige or something like that. Okay, then we get into Esterbrook. Now, when I saw that Esterbrook came out with a Snoopy pen, I am obsessed with Snoopy. I love Snoopy. I have got lots of different things. Snoopy sits on my desk. I fell in love. And when Ian said, "What do you want for your birthday this year?" I was like, ho, 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 ho. Hang on a tickety boo. I want a fountain pen, and I want a Snoopy one. And it is just beautiful. I love it. It's got good grief. This is the 75-year anniversary Peanuts Pen Pal pen. And I just love this pen. I only used the black ink cartridge in there so far because at the time it came with the black ink cartridge. It's actually like a blue-black that it came with. It didn't come with a... this pen weighs a lot, and it is beautiful to write with. Obviously, I had to get the matching accessories because that's what I'm like, especially when they're Snoopy. I did get the binder clip as well, because it's Snoopy. So this really kind of... And this was... Sorry. I'll just take a quick drink. This just absolutely floated my boat. And... yeah, it was gorgeous. I got that from Cult Pens. Okay. Then I thought, oh, I really, really like Benu. And I wanted to try one of these teeny tiny Benu pens because I love the colouring on it. And I think Cult Pens had like a 20% off event. These are about think they're about £50. Now, I think Benu use Schmidt nibs. I think they do. So when I got this, when you post it, it does fit perfectly in your hand. Doesn't cause any discomfort or anything like that. And this has been inked up for months. Never dries out. Ever. I have never, ever, ever. I don't use it all the time. It is a lovely, lovely pen. And I can highly recommend that. It is just a pocket. I mean, for a pocket pen, I mean, it's absolutely stunning. And this came with it. How beautiful is that? It sits on it. It's like pen rest. So, again, I got that from Cult Pens. Right. Righty-tighty, tiddly-ighty. Okay. Then I watched some videos and I wanted to try different pens, but the lesser expensive ones. And I saw videos saying, you know, about how good the... I just kept wanting more Pilot pens. And I watched videos that highly recommended the number 8 nib on the Asvine vac filler pen. So these, I mean, I paid £32 for these pens. So there's the vac fill. What you do is you put that in the pen, press it down, the ink pops up into the pen, and then you just screw it back on like that. But don't screw it too tightly. And these came highly recommended, and I have to say I understand why, because these are stunning pens. Look at the size on... I don't think that's a number 8 nib, actually. This is the number 8 nib. This is the first one I got. I've cleaned this out. Have I? Oh, don't think I have. Hang on. I think I've cleaned it out. I don't think there's anything in there at the minute. Pretty sure I did the whole vat. I think it's just got a little bit of ink left on the end. This is a stunning pen, and if you like big pens, this is beautiful. Highly recommend it. When it's got the V in the description, it means it's a vac fill. When it's got a P in the description, well, especially with the Asvine pens, they're piston fillers. And then when they've got a C in it, they're cartridge or converter pens. Okay, so they're highly recommended. They're about £30. You can get them on Amazon, anywhere like that. I wanted to try another pocket pen, and everyone in the fountain pen community kept going on about the Hongdian M2, and then I saw this colorway and I was like, oh, I like the look on that. Look at that nib. I love this gold and like aqua blue metallic finish. Beautiful little pen. Comes with everything you need to start off with. This pen I got in the most recent Amazon Prime event, so it was like June, I think. I paid £12 for this pen, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, it's beautiful. It's got a really good weight to it. It is a metal pen, and I can see why everybody loves this pen. Let's talk about my Grail pen. So when people talk about Grail pens on the internet, it's pretty much a pen that you really, really, really want. And it's like the holy grail of pens. When I fell in love with the Benu, the little tiny one, it was because I fell in love with this pen when it first got released. This is a Cult Pens Bennu special. And it is called the Deadly Nightshade. And it's just completely stunning. It's a limited edition. I have got number 53 of 120 pens made. This was like the Grail pen. I'm such a rock chick, kind of dark vibes kind of thing. Well, not all the time, but that's kind of my cup of tea. Again, I have not... this has had a new ink cartridge in it about 3 months ago. It writes like a dream. I need to put the ink in it. I will show you the ink that goes with it. I haven't put the ink in it yet because I only recently purchased that. Because it's got the matching Deadly Nightshade ink that goes with that. So that was kind of my Grail pen. That was the Bennu. Again, I got it when it was on a deal. Yeah, right. So I think I'm done with the pen drawers. So I will just put that back. I think I'm done with the pen drawers. Yeah, I've been through all that. Now, there we go. This is the last of my fountain pens here. So I finally got one. So when I was talking about the Jinhaos, guys, so let me show you. This is the Pilot Vanishing Point. And it's got a gold nib. When I say, I mean, they are dupes for it. So I have the Jinhaos. If I show you. So when I said I loved this kind of pen, I really loved the pen, but I wanted to give... so this was kind of a Grail pen as well for me. This is not one of the super expensive ones. This was not hundreds of pounds or anything like that. It was from Amazon. It was in the Prime event. I mean, there is not a lot of difference in these pens apart from this has a gold nib. And when I say it's a beautiful... this is my first gold nib pen, and honestly, I mean, this paper is rubbish. It's utter rubbish. I have to say, this is oh, what's the word? Hobonichi paper, actually, but obviously it's not Tomoe River paper, because but when I say this is a buttery soft nib, when they say gold nibs are soft, they really mean it. It is beautifully soft. It writes so, I mean, you don't even hardly have to touch the page. I'm not putting any pressure on this whatsoever, and the ink just flows, and they're really juicy pens. So this is a really juicy, gorgeous pen, and I absolutely love it. Now this is in a medium nib. To get the cheaper price, I went with the thicker nib, because I wanted to try it, and I wanted to try a medium nib, to be honest. And plus, I knew that these were quite. I've got a few scratches there on my. Well, it hasn't got it from there, because I always took the... Anyway, there you go. Okay. When I went to the UK Pen Show, UK Northern Pen Show, I fell in love with this pen. I wanted another Esterbrook pen, and I fell in love with the Bestiesti. It was so cute. I loved the aesthetic of it. These purples and white and greys and smoky colours, and I just love this pen so much. I got it on a deal, actually. You can double stack offers on certain websites, and I got this off Cult Pens. They currently have actually, don't quote me on it, because you might watch this video and the offer might not still be on. But if you regularly shop with Cult Pens, you build up a point system, and then you can get discounts up to 15%. I think that's the highest. Yeah, I think that's the highest discount you can get. But they already had a summer sale on, so I can't remember what this was, but this had so much off it. Plus, I could put the 15% on, and it's absolutely stunning. It writes beautifully, and I love this pen so much. I've actually got Wearingeul Jane Eyre in it, because I saw that was highly recommended as a beautiful ink. So that is that pen. These are in my rickshaw case, by the way. I'm obsessed with cats. I had 2 cats for many years, and I had a big fat black cat called Charlie. And when I saw this, he used to have the most beautiful... He was completely black. Like, he had black paw pads, everything. When I saw this case, I was like, oh my God, I gotta get it. Anyway, Rickshaw, I couldn't get... their website didn't... I think it didn't ship to the UK, or the taxes was a bit off. Anyway, Van Ness from America, they sold these, and when I saw it, I was like, oh, I could get it. It was just, oh, anyway, they keep them so cozy, and it's nice and fluffy in there. Right. Let's just put these away, back in their little pouch. These come with a cap, which is really good. Stop the thingy coming out. You know, stop it pushing the nib up. So, fair play to Jinhao. Well worth checking out the video if you want to try a Vanishing Point fountain pen. Anna Jones. That's the one I watched. Okay. When I say I didn't like the TWSBI, I really didn't like the TWSBI. It was a TWSBI Eco, and it really put me off. But I kept watching all the videos, and everyone kept recommending the TWSBI. So, I saw this one for sale on... This is the TWSBI Diamond, and I saw this for sale, and I saw the look of it. I was like, wow, that is a stunning pen. The ink capacity was massive on it, and it was £50 this pen, and I was like, oh, go on, Suzanne, just try another TWSBI. When I wrote with it, I was like, oh man, this is so good. This is so beautiful. I love this pen. This is a TWSBI Diamond. This is the red and blue edition. And again, these are quite inexpensive, guys. I think I've seen this. This is still around the £50 mark in most places. So if you want to try a TWSBI Diamond, well worth giving this one a go. Because it's, and in fact, I think I've seen it on Amazon for like £46. So then I went down this whole route of TWSBI Diamonds, and I'm like, I'm properly obsessed with TWSBI Diamonds. It is the most lovely writing experience. I got the black, and I've got TWSBI black ink in that. It is just, I cannot highly recommend these enough. So I currently have the Iceberg edition. That is in a stub nib. I have the clear edition. Again, the clear is about, I think it's about £50, the clear, because it's not a special edition or anything. I got the Prussian Blue, which I've got it filled with Ferris Wheel Press, Dawning, Lord of the Rings, Dawning Silver. You can even see that shimmer through there on the ink. Right, stunningly. I'm a fine nib person, but if the deal is good enough and it's a limited edition, I will get a different size nib. Because you can buy nibs for these, because all you have to do is unscrew that and put the new nib on. And you'll pay about £20 odd for a new nib. Maybe up to 30. I've got, this is the Caribbean Blue, and this has got the Onyx nib, and this is filled with Diamine Steel Blue ink, which I think matches the pen absolutely beautifully. I am one of these, I like to relate the ink colour to the kind of pen it's in. This was my last TWSBI purchase. This is the Affogato and Onyx. It's not filled yet. It's beautiful. And I'm massively in love with TWSBI. So then I thought, oh, come on, Suzanne, you got to try an Eco again, because surely it was just a bad experience with the other TWSBI Eco. So when I saw that they were releasing the horse pen, I am a Year of the Horse. I am a 1978 girl. And when I saw Year of the Horse, I was like, okay, I'm going to try that one. Because that's the one that, if it's going to work, it'll work. And it worked. And it is stunning. It is currently filled with my Macbeth ink. And it writes like a blinking dream, and I love it. So these are available in most shops. Stunning pen. Stunning pen. So that is my... Oh, I forgot. I do have a TWSBI Mini. So cute. So cute. Little black one. I'm going to fill that with black ink, because that can come on journeys with me. So that... These are like my prized... my prized pens. Okay. Let's talk about ink. I don't have a lot of ink. I am a... I was a cartridge girl for a long time. Now, you can just fill cartridges with injector syringes. This is my ink collection. Now, it is growing. Okay? So, I've got it in a Toyo Steel box. I have got it in a Toyo Steel box because you should be keeping them cool, not in the sun. Yeah, so let's talk about the Ferris Wheel Press that I've got first. These Ferris Wheel Press inks I got from Art from the Heart. They were running an offer where the bottles of ink were £10. And I filled my boots. I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to... I mean, that says $21.99. It wasn't $21.99 when I paid for it. It was £10. So I paid £10 for those. I have got Tanzanite Sky, which I don't think I've used yet, actually. I have got Harlequin Dream. I have got April Showers. This one of my favourite, Storied Blue. And this is utterly gorgeous. This is Bathurst Blue Denim, and it's stunning. I've also got Misguided Mistletoe, so I can't wait to crack that out at Christmas. Okay, and then I got Juniper Moss. Juniper Moss. As I'm a Lord of the Rings fan, I wanted to try the Lord of the Rings ink. I do have this. This is the Dawning Silver one. I probably do need to pick up the other two inks, but I'm investigating inks. I'm currently in a situation where I'm just trying odds from different companies, albeit Diamine are such a bargain ink, and they write so beautifully, and they offer so many different colours. These are like between £2.80 and £3.50 in the UK, and I think 30ml is a decent amount of ink. So I've got quite a few colours in the Diamine. I will show you my ink journal so that you can see most of the colours on the card. I bought these 3 sample, well, they're not sample pots. They're actually an ink set I got from, these are Shanghai Stationery, and I got these from Felicity's Attic. And they came in a little set, and they are absolutely stunning. And I love, this is my favourite, this Pangong TSO. The blue is just incredible on that. This was a free ink from Cloth and Paper. It's the saffron one. Not sure about that. This is the Jane Eyre that I've currently got in my Bestie Esty. That is a wear and go. This is the Kaweco Caramel Brown. Now, I used to have this in the cartridges, and I absolutely love this colour. So I thought, right, I'm going to get it in a bigger pot, because I really love that. This is the Deadly Nightshade. Look at that. Look at that shimmer under there, guys. This has actually got 2 little skulls in it as well. You can hear that shaking. But this is the ink to go with my Deadly Nightshade pen. I do have the Robert Oster Murky Pond Water by TCMC, and I do have the sorry, I have this one as well. This was the Forgotten Ice Coffee. Oh, Forgotten Ice Coffee? Yeah, from TCMC as well. I didn't get the pen at the time. It was a little bit too expensive for me, as I was just starting out my journey. I have got the Shikiori, Sailor Shikiori ink here. I just love that, like, soft pinky brown. I've got my TWSBI Black. Stunning ink. Stunningly gorgeous ink. My Macbeth, William Shakespeare. I like to get some sort of meaning behind what I purchase. This is a lovely one. This is actually from Temu. This is a Mahjong, and it is a gorgeous green with a shimmer in it. I couldn't tell you the name of the colour. Then I saw this. This was on offer. This is a Laban. I saw this brown and I was like, oh, that is a stunning brown. It's called Demeter. It's just an absolutely gorgeous brown. Well, I'm going to show you what they look like in the... Oh, this was the free ink that I got. Well, it wasn't free. It came with the Sailor Prophet Junior pen. So that's the colour that I'm currently writing with in that pen. And I will show you all the Diamine. I mean, you can see the bottles. So that's currently my ink collection. Apart from cartridges, I do have some cartridges. Like I said, I've got some cartridges. So I've set up a pen journal. It's in my... this is my trusty... I have been using this TN for a long time. And it always comes back out. So I've updated the little... like header at the top there. Inside I have got the Esterbrook clip. I've got some patches. I've got my Waringal swatch cards, because this is how I swatch my inks. This is a TN card holder. So I got these from Traveller's Note Company. I think I got this one from Art from the Heart. So I've swatched all of my inks. I've tried to keep them in some sort of colour order, but these are the colours I've currently got in my collection. Hopefully you can see all these. These are the blues going into the greens. There's that Mahjong Yuyuan. Oh, do you know what? It's got a beautiful shimmer on that, though. Absolutely gorgeous green. And that bottle of ink was about £8. It was a decent sized bottle of ink as well. And then we've got the grey colours going into the browns here. There's my Robert Osters. That is the Le Bon Demeter brown. Very, very rich brown. It's absolutely stunning. That's the Kaweko that I absolutely love. And the Sailor Shikiori. Kamoshiko. To be fair, these are the blacks that I've got. That's Macbeth. That's got a hint of blue in it. That's the TWSBI black, and that is the Diamine Onyx black. So I've set up a notebook which I take notes on when I'm doing some fountain pen research. I'm very much a researchy kind of person. I like to look into the ins and outs of all different pens. This has got some of my wish lists in it as well. So the TWSBI, History, Esterbrook. I've currently started a bit of an investigation on Lamy pens. So that is in there too. This is my currently inked book. I've only just set this up. Some TCMC stickers, some Felicity's Attic stickers. Washi tapes are from Salem Creative. Yeah, so that's my currently inked for July. So we've got my Pilot Cat Plus has got the Pilot Namiki Black in it. My Esterbrook has got Jane Eyre. My TWSBI Ecofire has got Weringal Macbeth. My TWSBI Diamond Black has got TWSBI Black in it. My TWSBI Diamond AR, Blue and Red has got Shanghai Stationery in it. And my TWSBI Diamond Prussian Blue has got the Ferris Wheel Press Lord of the Rings Dawn in Silver. TWSBI Diamond 580 ALR Caribbean with Onyx has got the Steel Blue from Diamine. And the Sailor Prophet Jr. has got the Hazai Pop in it. I do have a couple of other pens inked, but I tried to keep it just down to one page. Decorated a little bit with some cute stickers. And then that's all my Stationery Fest stuff ready to go with me. Because on Stationery Fest, I have booked into a foundation kind of introduction to fountain pens. I'm putting this on, guys, this band, because my patch will not stay on the leather at the minute, so I've glued it yesterday. And I'm trying to get it to make sure it's bonded properly. And that is pretty much all my fountain pens. I know I have quite a few, but I still class myself as a beginner. So, and I certainly do on the ink situation. Right, what I did want to share with you guys is the channels that I watch, and I watch regularly. So, Goulet Pens. I have learnt so much off Goulet Pens. They're an American pen company, pen shop. Please check their videos out. Absolutely superb. There's millions of videos on there. Ink and Impulse. I like her videos. She's quite funny. She does really fun stuff. Seaweed Kisses. She does really good videos. Laurie Ann Tata. Watch a lot of her videos too. She does some good ones. TCMC, obviously. Helen has some really good fountain pen videos. Anna Jolene. Karina Loves to Plan. I think it was Karina Loves to Plan, actually, that was doing the... Maybe it wasn't Anna Jolene that was doing the... It might have been both of them, actually, that I watched the videos with the Vanishing Point kind of fix on the Jinhao ones. Julia here, I've been watching recently. Doodlebud, he's really good. And I like watching Mike Mattison and his wife. They talk a lot about their pens too. And that is my fountain pen journey so far. Hopefully I will have some kind of, well, maybe have one edition when I go to Stationery Fest, because I've heard there's an Esterbrook stand gonna be there. Yikes, dangerous. Okay, Thank you for joining me. If you've got any questions, or if you're just starting your journey, where are you at on... Oh, sorry, knocking the camera. Where are you at on your fountain pen journey? I really still class myself as a kind of a learner. But I'm finding it super interesting, and I'm really enjoying myself. So, and that's what it's about. So, okay, thank you for joining me today. If you like this video, if you could give it a thumbs up, that would be fantastic. And I will see you in my next video next week. Thank you now. Bye.